Hey guys, Cars of Queens here.
Hey guys, ChrisFix here.
This is the long-awaited collab. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me what happened to the ChrisFix Windstar, and it feels surreal to be standing right next to it. This is a car I've seen for over a decade with ChrisFix over here, and I've been watching it on the channel growing up, and now it's come into my hands.
So, and this car means so much to me and my family. So we picked this up brand new in 1995. When I was a little kid, me and my sister would sit in the back and we go on family trips, and the car has over 300,000 miles. So it's an important car for us, but it's seen better days. I have so many projects. It's time to put it in somebody's hands that could rebuild it, fix it up.
Now, this car is not in bad shape. You guys know what I deal with. These taxis, they're in much worse shape. So this one has over 300,000 miles. That's more than the distance from the Earth to the moon. And it needs a little bit of TLC, but we're going to bring this thing back to life. It could use some new tires. It needs a few engine parts. As you guys know, you guys have seen this vehicle, I'm sure on ChrisFix's channel, taking some parts off of it for demos and teach you guys about cars. So we're going to be bringing this thing back to life, hopefully, back to like brand new. This one owner Windstar, it really does deserve to be preserved, and I can't wait to show you guys the process.
Speaking of tires, I got you something. These are Nitto Nomad Grappler tires. I got you 4 sets. That way you can have brand new tires for the van, because I know the tires are shot on there and I want you to be safe. So there you go. 4 tires. They actually have a really nice tread pattern too.
This is going to be awesome. This is going to be perfect. This car is going to be able to take on all terrains. The tires are kind of dry rotted, as you'd expect.
Yeah, the tires are shot
from an old van, but yeah, it's not as bad as I've seen. You guys remember some of the taxis I've had with much worse alignment and tires completely bald. This is not bad, but this is going to be amazing. Thank you, Chris.
No problem.
Amazing. Started when I was a little kid, and in my backyard, my neighbors would park their Windstar, and I just thought it was fascinating how they had a spare underneath the car, and I would literally climb under it just to look at the spare. And I was like, oh, this is the coolest thing. You can fit a bunch of people here. You have a underside mounted spare, and I just thought these were the coolest thing. And then all of a sudden, Cash for Clunkers hit, and once a car that you could find on every street in America just disappeared. They just vanished out of thin air. So seeing a Windstar is just super nostalgic for me, and I really, really would love to bring this thing back to life. Now, moving on inside, this is the view of the cockpit inside the Ford Windstar. So this is what you see as a kid when you're going to Disneyland with your family.
Exactly, exactly.
Right? So 311,457 miles on it. Wow, take a look at that. Now, this one's powered by the 3.8-liter V6, which I know is not the best engine, but the 3-liter was definitely the inferior engine on these cars.
100%.
The first model year, the 95, they had a lot of issues, from a head gasket to a transmission recall. So lots of different issues.
The recall on this that doesn't affect the Northeast, because we're in the cold climates, is the gas tank. So the gas tank, because we drove this to Florida and went to Disney World so many times, it was down in Florida a lot, and the gas tank gets hard and brittle in the high heat. And we used to go in the summer. So they wouldn't recall it for us, but the gas tank is cracked, so you're going to have to replace that.
Right, so it's leaking some gas. I know it's not going to be easy to find a gas tank for a car like this. You guys know that these have completely went extinct. Even the second generation Windstars are being harder to find now. So this one is the GL model. We have a cassette deck tape. Most kids nowadays don't even know what this is anymore, but still very cool to have. Down here we have some storage cubby, ton of storage everywhere on the Windstar, and we have a beige interior to complement the beige exterior.
And it's in pretty decent shape. Definitely needs a cleaning. I didn't want to clean it up for you and make it look brand new, so you're gonna have to do that.
But surprisingly, the headliner is in perfect shape. Take a look at this headliner. This is immaculate. You never see an old 90s car with an immaculate headliner like that.
And we took care of the car. Like at the end of the day, this is how, I mean, it did sit a while because it broke down. I don't have the time for it, but we did take care of it. And that's, you know, my parents are the ones who taught me how to take care of things. And I think this kind of shows, even though it's dirty, I think it kind of shows how it was taken care of over the years.
Now, if this one didn't have an analog gauge cluster, I would never know that it had 311,000 miles. This is immaculate for the mileage that it has. The seats are really, really comfortable. It's like a sofa. Like they don't make them like they used to.
Got captain's chairs. You
Yeah,
got the
we got
nice armrests here, and
absolutely.
it's good for long rides. I mean, here to Disney is 16, 18 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So
You make a stop, well over a day if you spend the night.
let me show you the back where I used to sit and what I used to do.
Absolutely. Let's take a look.
So my sister would sit up here in the front, and I'd sit up here in the back, and I would have my Sega Game Gear and all the games and everything to keep me busy for that 16 to 18-hour ride to Disney. And man, it's bringing back good memories just talking about this. Now the funny thing is with this setup here, if you pull this back, you could actually push this forward, right? And my sister would be sitting here, and I'd get bored, and you know how brothers and sisters are. I'd pull that quietly, secretly, and then move this forward. My sister would be like, ah, what the heck, you know? So, just fun stuff. Good old memories, you know?
It's interesting how this has 2 rows of bench seats. So you can fit more people in this one as opposed to captain's chairs for the second row.
All right, so good luck with the van. Here's the keys, and thank you very much. I can't wait to see it all done. Guys, follow Cars of Queens to see an update on this van. I can't wait to see it done.
Awesome. Thank you. It was a pleasure meeting you. You guys, I'm sure you guys are subscribed, but if not, make sure you guys subscribe to ChrisFix. And I can't wait to show you guys the progress in real time of the famous ChrisFix Windstar that so many of us have learned to, work on cars from. So if you guys like this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video.